On today's show, Nissan's Leaf to home system is going to the UK, the Bolliger B1 gets put through its paces on the racetrack, and how Tesla supercharger sites are about to evolve to offer so much more than just electric car charging. These stories and more coming up next. This is ecoTRICity's ecoTEC Roundup show from New Zealand's only carbon zero certified renewable electricity company. We're 100% Kiwi and 49% community owned. Switch today at ecotricity.co.nz. Hi there, I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, a professional musician turned electric vehicle crusader, and I'm here to bring Kiwis a weekly roundup of the biggest news stories around the world in relation to cleaner, greener transport. As always, thanks for joining me. For almost as long as the Nissan Leaf electric car has been available for sale, owners of the plug-in electric hatch in Japan have been able to power their homes from their car courtesy of the Leaf to Home system, which allows you to not only charge up a CHAdeMO-equipped electric car, but also put electricity back out of it to power your home in a power cut, or sell that electricity back to the grid during peak power demand periods. It's something that I and plenty of other Leaf owners have wanted for their car for some time. And this week we learned that it's now about to go on sale in the UK, courtesy of leasing company Drive Electric. Working directly with the V2G manufacturers of the Leaf to Home kit, the company will bring a version of the Leaf to Home system to the UK next summer, priced somewhere between £8,000 and £9,500 sterling. Sadly, there's no news if the system will head to other countries, but Drive Electric says when combined with its crowd charge platform, owners can expect to earn between £300 and £800 sterling per year from the system simply by selling excess power back to the grid. As I'm sure you'll agree, a transition to cleaner, greener transport does include transitioning public transport away from fossil fuels too, which is one reason I'm always super excited to hear about the latest electric buses to roll off the production line at US-based bus manufacturer Proterra Inc. And this week was no exception, with the news that Proterra just managed to drive a Catalyst E2 Max bus fitted with 660 kilowatt hours of battery for a total of 1,101 miles, that's 1,771 kilometres, on a single charge. Sadly, the feat, more publicity stunt than anything else, was at an average speed of 15 miles per hour. But when you consider some urban bus routes are barely faster, it does show that there are now electric buses out there capable of providing an entire day of service without needing a recharge, even if their real-world range is significantly less than this record-stealing attempt. Although Tesla may get the most attention from the plug-in marketplace thanks to its trio of Model S, Model X and Model 3 electric cars, it's worth remembering that the Renault-Nissan alliance, which now also includes Japanese automaker Mitsubishi, is actually the world's largest manufacturer of plug-in vehicles, thanks to the success of the Nissan Leaf, the Renault Zoe and Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid. And this week we heard that the trio of companies will be bringing a total of 12 new plug-in models to market by 2022. Moreover, these aren't just going to be plug-in models, but fully electric models, says Alliance CEO Carlos Ghosn, with a next-generation battery good for 140 miles, that's 220 kilometres of range, and capable of charging from empty to 80% full in 15 minutes. And if that isn't enough, the Alliance also plans to bring a robotic taxi service to market in the same timeframe. Someone's going to be very busy indeed. Of course, some of the push towards electric vehicles is thanks to a massive shift around the world in how internal combustion engine vehicles are viewed. And while Donald Trump's America is looking to ease emissions and fuel economy standards for cars, the rest of the world is looking to a future where internal combustion engine cars are banned altogether. The latest to propose banning suck, squeeze, bang, blow? Well, China, which is not only the world's largest auto market, but also a country embracing electric cars at an amazing rate. And while GM's Mary Barra, who was talking in China this week, said that customers, not governments, should choose the type of car they drive, it's clear that China is well and truly on its way to banning the internal combustion engine for good. Sure, it doesn't have a set timeline yet, but with many of its citizens dying prematurely every year from poor air quality, China surely knows that this is a change that must happen sooner rather than later for its own people's sake. Popping up alongside major routes around the world for the past 5 years, and one of the best advantages to owning a Tesla electric car, Tesla's legendary supercharger stations are fast, reliable, and super simple to use. To date, Tesla supercharger sites can be found in a variety of different locations, ranging from official rest stops to adjacent to conveniently located private businesses along major routes. But this week, we heard from Tesla's CTO, JB Straubel, that Tesla is considering turning its supercharger network into much more than just a charging network for electric cars, building to what amounts to Tesla-based rest stops, complete with supercharging, shops, restaurants, and cafes. It's an intriguing idea that's evolved as Tesla has needed to build ever larger supercharger sites. While smaller locations were fine alongside existing businesses, the number of superchargers now needed along busy routes means it makes sense to have Tesla-specific rest stops. It's not clear if these will ever become reality, but I quite like the idea of an electric car-only rest stop. Don't you? Earlier this summer, you may remember the reveal of the Bolliger B1 electric SUV, a bare-bones but well-specced 4x4 which reminds me very much of the original iconic Land Rover. Well, this week, Bolliger revealed the latest in a series of track test videos in which the high-performance truck showed its pedigree, putting its 360 horsepower to good use to show that while its rugged go-anywhere design should be great off-road, it's also able to hold itself at any track day. My only criticism? The videos are still in black and white, which makes me think that this is only a truck you can buy if you're a hipster building organic free-range firewood. Since I live in Portlandia, hipster paradise, I hope to see one in the flesh very soon. While it's still one of the world's biggest producers of oil, the United Arab Emirates is not afraid of shying away from future car technology and for many years has been testing out various autonomous car pilot projects. And this week, the same week that Tesla officially began sales in the UAE, the Dubai Future Foundation confirmed an order of 200 fully autonomous Model S and Model X cars from Tesla with full self-driving capability. The goal? To turn them into fully autonomous taxis which, since the Road Transit Authority of Dubai was also involved in the order, shouldn't be the legislative hurdle or headache that it might be elsewhere in the world. This is going to be a very interesting story, so I'll be sure to keep you abreast of progress as Tesla begins to fulfill that contract with its autonomous cars. While the UAE might be ready and willing to bring autonomous cars to its roads, other parts of the world have more modest goals, like bringing mobility to those who currently have no vehicle of their own, which is where the Technical University of Munich comes in with its prototype eCar, a fully electric, super rugged concept car that it says has been built with the roads and weather of rural Africa in mind. Having completed real-world tests in Ghana this July, the eCar only manages 50 miles, that's 80 kilometers, of range per charge, but it's hoped that its low cost and simple construction will make it ideal for communities where getting petrol or diesel might be tough, but where harvesting your own energy from photovoltaic solar panels is far, far simpler. And finally, staying with the whole sustainable Africa theme, we're off to Sweden next. Stay with me, where a company called Innoventum is promoting its Giraffe 2.0 hybrid wind-solar power station and carport. Why is it called Giraffe? Well, that's down to the arrangement of the solar panels on its roof, which look like the giraffe's back, and the long wind turbine protruding neck-like at the other end, capable of providing power for a home or capturing an average of 38 kilowatt hours of electricity per day. The Giraffe 2.0 has to be one of the coolest ways to power your electric car, although I'm not sure you're going to get building permits in some areas to actually install it. Still, you could always tell the planning department that you're just getting a giraffe, right? And with that stretch of imagination, it's time for me to bring another episode to a close. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, tell your friends about the show, and if you've got some feedback, be sure to send it our way. As always, I'll be back soon with more ecoTEC goodness, so make sure you hit that notification bell to find out the minute a brand new show is uploaded. In the meantime, enjoy your weekend, make sure you do something fun, and don't forget to help keep those wind turbines spinning by switching to New Zealand's only carbon zero certified renewable electricity company. That's it. Thanks for joining me. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Ka kite. See you next time.